Okay, so welcome again. My name is Jennifer Acker. I am the director of the Treehouse program. I am a licensed professional counselor and have my master's in marriage and family therapy. As the director of the program, we kind of do the director thing, manage the day-to-day operations, make sure everyone's trained. But aside from that director role, I'm a therapist first and foremost. I started out as a therapist with the Treehouse program, and so I really approach working with my team, working with the staff, and working with the clients from that lens, that person to person, that connecting, that connection lens. First and foremost, I'm a therapist before a director. And I hope that my team and our clients know that, that I'm approachable, and just want what's best for enhancing this program. I'm going to throw it over to Samantha Muntz. She is our Youth Recovery Support Coordinator, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself and her role.
All right. Hey, everybody. So my name is Samantha Muntz. I go by Sam. I have a master's in marriage and family therapy. I'm an associate professional counselor, and I'm currently in school to become a registered expressive arts therapist. So I kind of do a lot of different things. I do a lot of the operations here at Treehouse and just make sure that we are still hitting our numbers for our grants so that we can keep providing services to our clients and their families. And so I do a lot of that kind of management. I work with staff one-on-one, kind of troubleshooting, operations-wise, things that are happening with their caseloads, or, all of back-end stuff that a lot of people don't see. And then I also help facilitate groups. And I do individual and group expressive arts sessions. So that is incorporating drama, visual arts, music, all those different creative expressions. I incorporate those into the therapy room. So that's a little bit about what I do here.
And Sam, can you share a little bit about what recovery means to you? And how you kind of work with that connection to recovery?
Yeah, what recovery means to me is kind of looking to better myself or help others better themselves each day, and kind of recover from whatever ails us in life, whether that's a substance or something else that's going on behind the scenes. With like a family member.
Thanks, Sam. I will say, I'll give Sam a shout out, and she's gonna hate me for this, but she is, she's a she does a little bit of everything. And yeah, sure, sometimes it's overwhelming, but she always comes back with grace and humility, and is always so willing to dive in. Like sometimes I have to say, like, no, you're not doing that today. So we do a lot of accountability on our team, and Sam is definitely one of those people that hold me accountable, and I help hold her accountable to
Zoom app
ourselves in doing that recovery.
Zoom app.
Okay, so next I'm going to throw it over to Cheyenne Skinner. She is our family coordinator, and I'll have her share a little bit about her role and what recovery means to her.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm Cheyenne Skinner. I'm the family coordinator here at Tree. I coordinate and integrate the family structure to ensure the participation and involvement of the entire family. As we know, that can get kind of challenging, but I'm really excited to be in this position because I had the opportunity to provide support, guidance, and education to the families, and kind of give them some insight on how we can help, the child recover. Recovery. A little bit about myself. I have a master's in social work. I've been working extensively with families, individual or group settings and multiple settings. So I really enjoy it. And something about recovery, what it means to me is really just like, again, my position incorporating the family to try to give them that level of support for them and building on the communication skills to help with the recovery.
Perfect. And Cheyenne, did you say a little bit about what recovery means to you and how it affects your personal life?
Yes, just really building or making sure that, you know, I have like the family support systems and just being able to like utilize the supports around us to help in recovery.
Yeah, that's so good. So our family coordinator is such an integral role because we work with youth ages 13 to 24. Parent, caregiver, family involvement is crucial. I had just someone today use this beautiful analogy of a plant being, you know, in a toxic soil and it's wilting, it's withering. But when you take it out of that toxic soil, put it in good, rich, fertile soil, it thrives. Well, then we can't take that plant out of that rich, fertile soil and put it back in toxic soil. We have to fertilize and cultivate that soil that we want to put it back in so that it can continue to thrive. And that's really what our family coordinator does. It works to cultivate that original soil, helping with parenting skills, seeing like you're your kid's parent, you know your kid, you saw them grow and develop, and getting back to the root of what it is to be a parent, to love your child and want what's best for them, to be that caregiver, but maybe we got stuck. Life happens, and we got to get out of this cycle. So Cheyenne, as the family coordinator, really works with parents, does those parenting skills, leads our family support group and helping get those families unstuck and getting those parents prepared for when they meet with our therapists to do family therapy. And when we bring the plant and the soil, the flower and the soil back together, that it is a rich, fertile environment where everybody can thrive. So the family coordinator is such an integral part of this team. And that's, you know, that's my heart and passion has always been with families. So there's just so much value to the family coordinator role. Okay. Next, I'm going to introduce Jacqueline Byrd. She is one of the therapists here with the Treehouse, and I'll have her explain a little bit about how she works with clients, what she kind of sees in her practice, and then what recovery also means to her.
Thanks, Jennifer. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Byrd. I am an associate professional counselor, have a master's degree in mental health counseling. I work with adolescents and young adults all the time, as well as working with their families as a family therapist and providing groups in the intensive outpatient program. My approach is very recovery oriented, in that I always am thinking of wellness and not just getting our clients and their families to a place where they're feeling better, but a place where they're feeling beyond better, where they're imagining reaching potential. Let's see, for me personally, recovery means, again, striving for being a version of myself that I once only thought was imagined.
That's beautiful, that version of yourself, finding that version of yourself. Okay. Next, I'm going to throw it over to Colin Lambert. He is our case manager, and I'll have him explain a little bit about the case management services, how we link our clients to external resources, and then have him share a little bit about what recovery means to him.
Hey everyone, my name is Colin, and I'm the case manager here. And what basically that means is I help our clients a lot with like job skills, interview skills, and mainly just resourcing around what their individual needs are. So my main job is to work with with the clients individually and figure out what goals they have for themselves. And whatever those goals are, we help them resource in any way we can, and also teach them the skills to help resource themselves so that when they're not in our program, they're not reliant on me showing them how to get a job. But yeah, so that's basically what I do. And then for me, recovery is very personal. I am in long-term, I guess, medium-term recovery, about 5 years now. But it is truly for me about connection and finding your own path in a group of people that you can grow with and thrive with. Because I think that it truly is like who you surround yourself with and where you surround yourself. So yeah, that's what it means to me.
Yeah, I will say like the case manager, I think all of our roles are super integral, and the way we work together as a team and just filling in the gaps and supporting each other. But specifically with the case manager, when we talk about connection, the case manager connecting clients to those resources that we might not provide in-house, connecting, working with the family coordinator to connect families to resources, working with, you'll meet her next, our peer support specialist, and helping clients connect to those resources and build that community around them, that community of support that maybe they didn't have walking in. And we talk about like holistic, the whole person. Yes, we do therapy here, of course. We work with the families. Yes, we have peer support, but the working with like the medical piece, making sure clients are fed. Talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, housing resources, food resources, job resources. It's so important for our case manager to be connected and link up our clients with those things. So that they can continue to work on themselves, to eliminate as many barriers as possible so they can continue to work on themselves. Next, we have Shri, or her real name is Robin. We call her Shri Van de Vander, and she is our peer support specialist. And she has so much passion for her role. And I'm going to let her explain what a peer support specialist is and what recovery means for her. Shuri, we can't hear you. You're not muted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Perfect.
Excellent.
Yay, technology.
Right.
Zoom call if there wasn't a technology issue.
Makes it a good one. My name is Shuri. I am a person in long-term recovery. And what that means to me is it's been since December 3rd, 2013, since I've had the need or want to use substances to make myself feel better and to make me feel like different and I just don't want to feel like me, because I was depressed and I was anxious and I was anxiety and all this other stuff that was going on. Today, I get to be a certified peer specialist addicted diseases, certified through CARES, which is Certified Empowerment Recovery Specialist. What that long title means is I get to take my past and use it to help others move forward in what their recovery journey is. We connect in a different way because of my background and because of their background. I also come from foster care, and I have a very colorful past that allows me to work really closely with our demographic. And it's great. It's great. I really get to do the fun job. I have the best job. I get to go, my therapists work, team up with me, and I take the kids to do the fun things that they want to do that they feel like that they never could do. So kayaking, hiking, we go just walk. We'll just go walk around the city. We'll go spray paint one of the tunnels off of the Beltline. We just go do fun stuff that makes them feel like an individual. It helps empower them. And it's been great. It's been absolutely wonderful. we do come from a harm reduction standpoint, and that has been a different journey for me. So I've learned so much about recovery through the kids that we have in this program and their families. I also get to work closely with the families as well. If they have questions, if they have concerns, if there's something they just don't understand, I try to give them a language that is common in the house so that everybody can talk about recovery and it be something normal for them. That's pretty much what I do in a nutshell. And I also help bring the recovery community to the doorstep of the treehouse. Thanks.
Yeah. So a couple of people that we don't have on the call today, but are part of our team. We have Dr. Laura Bowman is our medical director of Treehouse. She is a pediatrician sitting for her boards for addiction medicine and a registered acupuncturist. So that is another recovery pathway that we introduce our clients to through acupuncture as an alternative sometimes to medication. We also have a psychiatrist, Dr. Nina Mena, that we work with, who oversees the psychiatric needs of our clients. In addition, we have a community support individual named Hector Cota. He is Spanish speaking. So he works a lot with our Spanish speaking parents who maybe wouldn't be able to communicate and feel comfortable having their kids in our program. But because he is there and he is working with them and that are able to explain our services, build that trust with the Spanish speaking clients, we've seen a lot more clients come to us where before that language barrier was a definite deterrent. So Hector is a huge part of our team as well. So with all of these people, members of the team, what we all come together to do is the treehouse. So if you think tree, branches, all of these different roles, all these different positions are branches on our tree. We all work together, come together in the trunk to provide really well-rounded services for our clients. We serve ages 13 through 24. We are no cost. We are fully funded through SAMHSA. We offer early intervention groups, intensive outpatient programming, aftercare services, individual and family therapy, family support groups, case management, care coordination, psychiatric services, medical intake. Sheree mentioned that we are a harm reduction program. So what that looks like is we do random drug screens for our clients, but our random drug screens are not punitive. Our clients do not get kicked out of the program if they pop positive for a substance. It's information for them to know and make an informed decision about what they're putting in their body. If they are popping positive for something with a high overdose potential, we are definitely having those safety conversations and determining if we need to refer to a higher level of care. We know when we're out of our depth and when additional resources and support is needed. However, we are not abstinence-based. We are harm reduction. And with our clients being so young, we really see that giving them that choice and that autonomy as adolescents and young adults is so important for them to not feel forced into making a decision, but this being an informed choice, really developing those critical thinking skills, really support and allow them to, take charge of the avenue and the pathway that they're going in their life. So that's a little bit more of how all of these different roles and different positions come together to support our clients. Like I mentioned before, if you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and we'll do a Q&A here in just a couple have What we're gonna do now is show off the different spaces that we're in, just real briefly, and have a quick little blurb about what happens in that space. So I will start. I am in my office, the director office, if you will. It's cute, it's cozy. I'm just gonna do a little spin around here. Try to make it as welcoming and inviting as possible. I have an open door policy. When I'm here, if I'm not in session, my door's open. I want the clients, sorry about that. I want the clients to feel comfortable coming in and meeting with me. I'm not the scary principal and you're getting called in the principal's office. No, I want them to feel like this is a space in all levels and all of our team is approachable. All right, Sam, you want to show off your space?
Y'all hear me? Awesome. Yeah, so the room that I'm in is the art room. So this is a shared space with the counseling center. And this is kind of where all of our art stuff happens. So you can see there's stuff behind me that we have on the wall. Those are a couple different projects we do. We do some flow paintings, and then I also do an intervention that's called fire art, where it's like alcohol inks, and then they get to set fire to it because it's teenagers, and you know, it catches their attention. They're like, wait, what? I get to set something on fire and I'm allowed to? So we have some really cool stuff. I'll actually bring you guys up to see some of it closer. So we have these two right here are the fire art pieces. It's really cool. It kind of does like a marbled effect. And then we've got some flow art here as well. And so kind of our space, we've got plenty of desk space for them. And then this is a shared table with the regular counseling center for smaller kids. And then we've got all our supplies over here and a sink because every art room needs a sink. So that is a little bit of the art room.
All right, thanks, Sam. Jacqueline, you want to show off your space?
Sure. So I am in one of the therapy offices. We got a lot of different artwork, pillows, comfy chairs, and then over here, more pillows, more artwork, and a sofa. Let's see, over here, we have all kinds of fidget toys and just different tools to keep clients engaged during therapy. This process can be so draining, as I'm sure all of you know. So I like to keep things as active and physically present as possible.
And something I love about our therapy offices is each office has a weighted blanket. And my personal favorite is a feelings wheel pillow, helping our clients get in touch with and create language for their emotions and their body sensations and their physical state. So Cheyenne, would you like to show off the space you're in?
Yeah. Oh, this is the space that I have. And here's the therapy pillow. Woo. Do you guys see it? Oh, there you go. Yep, another couch and the weighted blanket on this side. There you go. Another one office, we have also a box, as Jacqueline was saying, the fidget toys, keep everyone interested, involved.
Awesome. All right, Colin, are you in the?
I'm in the medical room right now. So the medical room is kind of where we have all of our nursing assessments take place for our clients, and where we also administer drug screens, and where we also store, well, we administer drug screens in the bathroom, but we hand them out here. And then we store them in the fridge here. So we have this, that's the refrigerator, and then drug screens and everything are in there. And yeah, this is the medical room.
Awesome. All right. Next, we will have Sam over in the group room, Sam and Cherie in the group room, showing off that space.
All right, so I am just all over the place today. So this is our group room. Do this. So we have our seating options. We also have like regular size chairs. But yeah, so this is our group room. It's our largest room. We do staff meetings in here. We also do our IOP groups in here. And then we have some desks and file cabinets. And this is kind of also our bullpen area for staff. When therapy rooms are being used, when they're not in them, staff can come in here, do some admin work before going out. And, you know, with Colin and Cherie's jobs being out in the community, this is kind of the central area for our staff.
Hey, Sam, can you walk over to the art pieces that we are raffling off and show everybody what those look like?
Absolutely. So we have this flow painting that the kids did earlier this week just for you guys. And then we also have their fire art, which in the background behind it, they wanted to put explore as their word. So I don't know if you can see that super well. But yeah.
Yeah. So with kids being in school all day, and especially right now with people being and our clients being on their computers and maybe crunched over at the kitchen table all day, we really wanted to make our group room, our space open and inviting. We get them down on the floor, get them moving around. We've got wobble boards, get them a little more physical. Maybe they need to upregulate to be present in the space. But we wanted our group room to be chill. We are holding in-person groups right now. They are being social distanced and wearing masks. But with COVID and the isolation, we really think that having gotten the feedback from our kids, our clients, that they need good, healthy social connection. And we're a place where we can provide the distance, maintain CDC guidelines, but it's a place where they can come and connect in a healthy way. So we are doing our groups in that space. We have a Nintendo Switch and a bunch of board games, a foosball table, and we integrate all of those things into our groups as well. We use the Matrix and Thinking for a Change curriculums as our foundation, our fidelity evidence-based practices, and then we can layer on other interventions like the expressive arts interventions, playing the games, anything to make that curriculum a little more exciting, a little more personable. And then we have our therapists who run the more intense process groups and the evidence-based groups that require master's level clinicians to run, like a trauma group, and a lot of psychoeducation, a lot of somatic experiencing. So that's what we have in our group space. I did notice that Dr. Laura Bowman has joined us. She is the medical director of Treehouse, and I'd like for her to introduce herself and her role, and then share a little bit about what recovery means to her.
Hi there, I'm Laura, and I'm the medical director, and really the hook of Chris 180 for me was the adolescent program. My background is originally in pediatrics and pediatric oncology, so I'm a pediatrician, and but I've been doing more adult-centered kind of pain management that includes addiction medicine. That sort of moves me into the world of addiction medicine as well. And I was the medical director of the adult IOP at the Care and Counseling Center of Georgia for the last 4 years, as we joined with Chris 180 or merged with Chris 180. So I'm really just thrilled to be part of it. I also am an acupuncturist, and so I'm gonna, let me see if I can flip it around and show you. I'm sitting in my acupuncture room. So I have my acupuncture table, and we have the acupuncture photo. But where that actually, this is for kind of my own patients. But although I kind of treat whoever needs it. But for recovery, points on the ear are actually really good for cravings and for addiction recovery support. And so, we're working on including that as part of our offerings for the kids and figuring that in, but it can be a real support. So that's who I am. So glad to take questions.
Thanks, Laura. And that is actually a perfect segue into our Q&A portion. So I did notice there was a couple of questions that came up in the chat. And then at this point,
I did accidentally answer one. My bad.
At this point, you guys can take yourself off mute, and we can have just an exchange, a conversation. So we'll go through the chat and answer these questions, and then if anything else comes up, or maybe we didn't mention something during the tour, feel free to ask. All right, I see. I missed the beginning. Is this a new space? Where are you located? So this is a new space. We used to be located at the North Fulton Service Annex in Sandy Springs. We have relocated since March to the Decatur area, the DeKalb County. We are located at 3103 Claremont Road, Northeast, Suite B. We are about a mile off of the 85 exit off of Claremont Road. So this is a new space. We share this space with the Chris Counseling Center, DeKalb Counseling Office. So one half of the building is a traditional counseling center serving ages 4 and up, and then we have Treehouse, our space, and the offices that we utilize in the same building.
I should clarify real fast that the address actually is officially Brookhaven. So, it's Decatur area, but it's officially, post office wise, it's Brookhaven.
Brookhaven. Yeah, I think it's like if you're on one side of 85, you're Decatur. If you're on the other side of 85, you're Brookhaven. We're on the Brookhaven side.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did anybody else have any questions, or was there anything in the chat I missed?
I have a question. Is now a good time?
Yes, absolutely, Leslie.
Okay. Hi, I'm Leslie. So I was just curious if you could talk a little bit about the referral process. Is there a certain qualifier for the people that you accept into the program? Are there any exclusionary factors? I probably have more, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, so the referral process, we have our substance use primary treatment center. So they have to have a substance use disorder diagnosis. We do comprehensive assessments to determine level of care. However, we are a primary substance use treatment program. There can also be a dual diagnosis of a mental health diagnosis. However, again, it's substance use primary. For referrals, Samuel, you throw our referral email in the chat. We have an email address that we use, the treehousereferral@chris180.org. And if you email that, we will email back a referral form to fill out, where we can reach out to the clients to schedule assessments. You can also call our main number at, one second. I've got so many phone numbers swirling around in my head, I couldn't remember our phone number off the top of my head. Okay, that number is 404-636-4644. 1457. And that will get you to the main desk at the Chris Counseling Center DeKalb office, and they will transfer you back to us to set up any assessments or give any information. Exclusionary criteria is no active psychosis. So have to be stable on if there is any psychosis, have to be stabilized on any kind of psychiatric medication. However, we are a step-down program from substance use treatment centers or stabilized on any kind of mental health diagnoses.
Can you just tell me though, I mean, in terms of, because you're grant funded through SAMHSA, is there a threshold? Is this based on income? Is it based on demographic? Like, how do they qualify for this program?
Right. So a Georgia resident is how they qualify for this program. This program is open to all Georgia residents. We primarily serve Atlanta and Metro Atlanta community. We do provide transportation assistance within reason. We cannot provide it for all of our clients. However, within the Metro Atlanta and Atlanta area, we can assist with transportation. There's no other demographic or socioeconomic qualifiers or disqualifiers. We have clients that range from very affluent to very impoverished. We can serve all SES. The disqualifiers would be outside of the age range of 13 to 24. We serve ages 13 to 24.
And do you group all of the kids together, or are the young adults separated from the teens and adolescents?
The young adults are separated from the adolescents. So adolescence is considered 13 to 17, 18 if they're still in high school and living at home. And then our young adults is 18 to 24. They are mixed gender groups. We don't separate them out based on gender. However, for level of care, we do separate them out to early intervention, intensive outpatient, and aftercare services.
So you guys do IOP, not PHP, right?
Correct, IOP.
And what are if they're in school, what are the hours of the IOP?
Mm-hmm. So for our adolescents, the IOP is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So there's 9 hours of groups, and then we ask for 3 additional hours of services per week. So 12 hours of IOP services. And those additional services can be individual therapy, family therapy, psychiatric, peer support, case management, and a combination of those.
And do you guys work with like DCFS and I mean, can people refer through if they're in foster care, anything like that? Yes,
we work with DFACS. We work with DJJ. We've gotten referrals from other treatment centers as a step down. Schools are a huge referral source as well.
Is this ever used as like an alternate sentencing from the DJJ?
Yes, absolutely. Because of the curriculums we use, Matrix and Thinking for a Change, we're often get referrals from DJJ for things like their diversion program. Instead of doing drug court, they'll refer clients to us.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And since you said that,
my toes.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of questions. And then since you guys do have the medical staff, and I have Dr. Bowman here, are you guys able to prescribe if people want to utilize medication-assisted treatment and Suboxone or anything like that, Subutex, whatever?
Dr. Bowman, you want to address that one?
We are moving there.
Okay.
I did the X waiver back in January, so it's just a question of us beginning to get things in order for that. But yes, we're definitely moving in that direction. We're not there yet though. But
are you able to refer out for that if somebody wants to utilize that? Okay.
At this time, we would refer out. We are able to have oversight with things like Vivitrol and naltrexone. And then we also have our psychiatrist who manages any psychiatric medication.
Do you have resources for people who aren't able, who need like financial assistance to afford medication-assisted treatment? Because Suboxone's really expensive sometimes. I know there's some grants out there, but Vivitrol, I think you can get, used to be at St. Jude's, but I know not under 18.
Yeah, at St. Jude's, and there's often a wait list with St. Jude's. So yes, our case manager, Colin, is always looking for those kinds of resources, whether that's grants or just other sources of funding, because that is something a lot of our clients experience is not being able to afford the medication that they need.
Thank you for all answering my questions.
Thank you for asking them. They were great questions.
Yeah.
Did somebody slip you some money to pay you for that? Because that was perfect.
You know what I've just learned along the way, those are the things I need to know if I'm going to find somebody the right place, and you know,
Good job. Thank you.
make sure they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, we really want to be as much of like a one-stop shop as we can, but do it well, not just say we do it, but do it well. And know that if we can't do it and do it well, then we're going to find people that can, that we can refer to. We're not trying to be everything for everyone. We know who we are and what we do and what we do well. And we know when to take a step back humbly and say we need to refer out.
We need a lot more people that can do that in this space, that are able to say, we know what we do and we do it well, and this is what we can't do, and we will find someone who can. And I think that's a good sign. I think anywhere that says that to me, it's like you're in the right place.
Right.
Versus, oh, we can treat anybody. It's like, no, you can't.
Well, and I guess, yeah, and along those lines is, you know, what is your length of stay? Because I think oftentimes when we run into these treatment programs, you know, they say you have to stay 6 months. Well, is that really good treatment? Because not everybody's going to be the same in the recovery journey. So what do you guys give as that preliminary length of stay in this kind of intensive outpatient space?
Yeah, so for our intensive outpatient program, it is 16 weeks minimum to complete the curriculum. Our earlier intervention is 6 weeks minimum to complete that program. However, we can keep clients on, I think average is 6 to 8 months, including aftercare services. If after 8 months, you're still around, we gotta say, like, have you become too dependent on us? We're not a traditional counseling center where you get to stay for 2 years. We're substance use primary. When that, you know, gets manageable, then we refer out for additional support and mental health. And so, we're like, kind of goes back to what I was saying before. We know where we start and where we end.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Well, it was the question. Let me ask. Was the question then? You know, when you get to that point, you said you refer out, you refer back, right?
Refer out, refer back, yes.
I mean, that's what I
Yeah,
That's
that's a good distinction, Laura.
Have outpatient therapy, right? Like if somebody wants to continue on with outpatient therapy, they can do that through Chris, right?
Through Chris 180, yep.
On the other side though, right? On the other side of the house? Okay. The other
Refer
thing,
to one of our counseling programs. If they don't
Yeah.
already have an established mental health therapist, we can refer within our agency. And Chris 180 has centers all over the metro Atlanta and Atlanta area. So maybe we can even refer to someone that's closer to home for them.
yeah, I'm in the North Fulton area, and I'm a little sad that you guys have left the North Fulton Service Center, but that's still, you're not too far out of the way. But
no, it's not.
gonna
It's
be
85. It's easy.
exactly. But just convince my parents of that. But I'll work on that. But in regards to acupuncture, do you have to get parental consent for that? Because I know that to be a pretty effective modality.
Oh, yeah, and you know,
Okay.
there is a consent form, and so yeah, I've had some. I've already seen a kid that had a long conversation with it. He was really excited about doing it. And it's like, well, we got to get consent from your mom, you know, because he was 15.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's just because it's a very it's a completely safe and minimally risky intervention, to put it mildly, especially, you know, it's just 5 points in each year. And so, yeah, there's a consent form for it just because you're touching people. And so it's
Okay. Okay, awesome.
So I had a couple of questions come up through the chat. One is, what is your service area? So our service area is primarily the Atlanta and Metro Atlanta area. Our clients do have to be Georgia residents to be served through our program. Another question was, who else provides these services for this age group? Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of adolescent substance abuse programs in the Georgia area. And that's really what, a part of why we were awarded this grant, is to fill that gap in this area, to be some more early intervention for our younger clients before they become too substance dependent and experience the greater consequences of use. So I do know there are a couple of other adolescent IOPs that may be insurance based or have some sort of private pay. But for us being no cost, it really eliminates a lot of barriers for our clients, so that they don't have to choose between putting food on the table and their mental health. The parents don't have to choose. They can get both. Sometimes they can get both through our program.
So, question. Do I have time for that?
Yeah.
If I use them all up? Okay.
We got 5 more minutes.
The early intervention program, is that kind of is the dividing line, sort of, if they're in kind of experimenting versus moving into substance use disorder?
Yes, so for the earlier intervention, we're looking at clients with a mild substance use disorder diagnosis. Maybe it's experimentation. Maybe they did get in trouble with the law, and they're in sort of like a diversion program. Go complete this. You're not substance dependent, but there has been some consequences to your use. Maybe you got in trouble at school, and the school is referring to this earlier intervention group. But for that, we use the curriculum Teen Intervene.
So I want, you know, they use that same curriculum at another private pay treatment program in Atlanta. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. Well, our program is no cost, so.
I'm just saying, like, they're using the same thing you're using, and there it costs lots of dollars, and it's not accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's solid. It's evidence-based, CBT-based, Teen Intervene. It's our entire staff is going to be trained in Teen Intervene matrix and thinking for a change. So we're using grounded evidence-based practices, and then adding our flavor on top of it, and adding and then making it, you know, individualized and approachable for the clients that we serve.
Awesome. And the only other thing I wanted to ask was, when you are assessing clients and they need a residential level of care, and they are uninsured or without resources, where on earth are you sending them?
Yeah. So there's an excellent program called West Care.
Okay.
That's where we send a lot of our clients who may be uninsured or on like straight Medicaid.
Okay. And they do residential, teen and adolescent residential substance use disorder dual diagnosis treatment.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Medicaid.
Also look at, well, actually, Colin, do you want to take this one? You might know more than me.
Yeah. What was the question?
I'm just like, I didn't think it existed, you know, Medicaid.
Yeah, look them up. They just opened a new location as well, and I went and viewed it a month and a half ago, I think, and it's awesome. It's a really cool facility.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out.
You can also look at the community service boards. We'll have resources as well.
Yeah, I don't know that they have residential treatment though for teens.
Not a whole lot of them do. Devereaux, I don't think it's free, but it's low cost. It's more, they address substance use. It is for behavioral health.
I was going to say, I think Devereaux is sort of veers in a slightly different direction if they're primary substance, right?
Yeah. But those West Care is definitely like our go-to.
Great, thank you so much.
Laura, did you ask where the new West Care
Yeah.
was?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
out in Barnesville.
Okay. We just have one more minute for our Zoom tour and Zoom open house. Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for logging on today. We really appreciate all of the questions and you guys taking the time out of your day to learn more about our program. We're super excited to for our new space and to be established. Please follow up if you guys have any other questions. We're gonna follow up if you put your name and email in the chat box and send you some more information. We can definitely keep this conversation going. This is just an introduction to the program. But please reach out, Leslie, if you need any other referral sources or resources. If you've got a client that you think could benefit, or if you need just support in finding the next step for a client that you have. We're more than just keeping things to ourselves. We want to spread the love to everyone else and meet the needs of all the kids and young adults in our community.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
And stay tuned. Keep an eye on your email to see if you win one of our fabulous giveaways.
Are you guys open to connecting offline just to talk a little bit more and sharing the resources that our agency has and that kind of thing? Just talking a little bit more informally?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'll ask Robin the best way to, Cherie/Robin, the best way to get in touch with you guys. Thanks again.
Okay.
Have a great
Nice to
Thanks,
meet
Leslie.
you all. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for logging on.